Hello and welcome back. This is the making of the aerial views, or as much as I remember. Uh, we are looking at the map at an early stage of the progress, so you can make an idea on how it looked before and how it will look in the future. A lot of people are asking, how did I manage to build the towns? To be honest with you, I have no idea. It wasn't anything planned. I started a new game. I've chose a random generated map. I'll put the seed in the description in case you want to grab the map for yourself. It's a large map, one by one, Hilly terrain, and if you want the snow, you'll need the glacier mod. So I've started as I usually start. I try to connect as many towns as possible and move passengers and as many passengers as possible as well. Once I've achieved that, I picked a town that I like, and I've decided to provide the town with some goods. So this is the town that I picked, and as well as in this year, it looks the same, more or less the same in the future. It's just a bit different, but it's more or less the same. I'm gonna show you how the map looks in this year. We are in year 2004. The future map is gonna be 1,020 years more advanced than this. So the frame rate in this is still good. But I don't think it's gonna be the same in the future. So we're gonna have a look at the map as it is now, and then I'm gonna jump into the future one. So this is the first aerial view in this area, around here, and aerial view part 2 is in here. You can I'm gonna tell you the whole idea of this town being designed was started from this truck here. I've tried to keep it on the same elevation, and I ended up with this circle. So you can see I've done some tests around here, and this is how I started. I've started from here, and I kept going, expanding, and it looked better and better, and I ended up with what you've seen in aerial view part 2. And then aerial view part 3 is in this area here. So let's have a look and see. All the rest of the towns are looking pretty much the same in the future map as well, apart from Nassau. It's a bit different, but this is the map. I found this save game as the earliest save game that I've managed to find. So as before I started doing anything major. Right, so I'm gonna jump into the future map, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so there we are. This is the future map, year 3031, if that's the way you say it. Profit 730 billion. I've not used no cost mod. It's just the actual trains and planes and buses making profit. I've enabled um, 4 times slower mod about 1,000 years ago, and this is what I've achieved. I'm gonna show you again the map as it looks in this year, and then I'm gonna start. Well, try to explain and reproduce as best as I can what I've actually done. So if we go further away, this is the same town. This is Kingston. I've started doing some upgrading, and this might be one that's going to be aerial view part 4. I've started a different project about 2 months ago, and I placed it in the wrong place. If you followed my Facebook page, you could have seen what I've started doing, but because the placement wasn't exactly where it should, I've decided to scrap it. Although I worked quite a lot of hours on it, it wasn't just the right place. So aerial view part 1 around here. The frame rate is not great. Aerial view part 2 around here, and aerial view part 3 in this area. So I think it was a town in Italy called Palma Nova, and I've started reproducing the town itself in here. I misjudged the size of it, and I ended up with a big star. And in contrast with this one, and that one, the straight lines on the star weren't looking as I was expecting, so I've decided to scrap that and maybe reproduce it in a different place. So we'll start from here. This is Nassau. This is something that I've done out of boredom, and I'm not quite pleased with it. And then this is, I've done small decorations when I've started, but it's just never been finished. There's still a lot of work to be done. This was a test as well. I've tried to see if I place some of the ploppable buildings, if we're gonna get more people living in the town. I don't think it works. It just generates you money. But if you want people to live in the town, I don't think this will benefit on the growth of your town. So this is actually a quite nice area in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 towns on this side, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on this side, so 17 towns in total. Quite like the map. When I first started, it has a big river. Well, saying big, it's navigable river. This is the smaller version of the series, the split that I've started recording. You can probably tell. Over here is Flemington. Over here is Principe, and the other map. So the towns are pretty much the same. Right, enough talking. I'm gonna try and get you a closer look and try and talk about what I've been doing. So this is a farm, obviously, and I've done some decorations in here as well. I placed a couple of assets in here. I've also done this fence around here, some cows, a farmhouse, a couple of cars, some trucks, enough cow field, and obviously this is the freight station. And this is the heritage passenger line that goes from Kingston to Principe. I think it's the only one, or it was the only one that I had until I built the one in Brading, the one that aerial view part 3. This is a coal mine, and again I've done placed some rocks, a couple of trees, a station, a couple of assets, and it just looks a bit more different. The trucks are picking up. Well, actually, there's a coal mine. Why is this bringing? Oh yeah, I forgot. Initially, I've started shipping the coal from here and the iron from there over here. But because it was such a long route, the trucks just weren't keeping up with the production. So I've decided to place a freight station in here and have the trains running ore and coal as well, and the trucks are bringing the iron ore from there, dropping it into the station, and then the trains are picking up and take it further away. I've placed a house in here and a couple of orchards if you want. Again, a house and a couple of trees. And then this is Principe. And the freight station, I don't know how I came up to this idea, but I quite like it. It's busy. I think in here, this was the road, and if you please, I'm just going to show you how to, or try how to do this straight edge in here. So if you place a couple of trucks along the road, you'll get something like this. And then you get the tool. There is a tool in here somewhere. And here should be. If you take this and click on, let's say you want that kind of elevation, you click on there, and then all this whatever you surround is gonna level to the first point you click on it, and then you just press level and it does levels it. And then reset, and then you place a track parallel to that, obviously lower, and that's how you get the straight edge. I'll bring this up. You can see I have ballast in there, down there. That's in order to get a straight edge, you need something to force it. Now if I delete this, It's just probably gonna make an edge in there. Maybe not. But if you try to smooth it out, I'll show you in a minute. It will do this. Or if a house will build up here, you'll end up with that. In order to prevent that, you'll need something to block it. In this case, it's gonna be the track. Now, I'll delete it again and try and do it again. And now I'm going to upgrade the road, and hopefully it's going to come back to normal. Yeah, so this is how you do it. And then you just if you want the arches, you go around here. Whoop. You want this mod, and then you can just select whatever you want. It's quite a lot of stuff in here. You can just place it. No. Okay. I've just deleted that. And now it's gonna take quite a lot of time to put it back. Right, what we want? What's the building material? Concrete. Not that one. This one. Okay. And then might be shorter, I think. Then distance from the truck center. We want to go on the other side. Less. I think it needs to be a bit wider and higher. Maybe not. Maybe not. That the one? A bit more higher. A bit more. One more. Yep, and that's how you do it. Right, let's see. Right, so we'll move on to the next step. As I said, the frame rate is quite rubbish. Right. This is the heritage station, and I've tried to design like an old town in here. I've got this little church. It looks quite nice in the distance. If you look from here, it looks actually quite good. So the town itself, it's, you can see what I've placed in here. They're the industries. I placed a couple just to see if they work and if they take any freight, and they do. Some of them do, some of them don't. When you place ploppable buildings, if they have this icon on top, then they will accept goods. If they don't have it, then they won't accept goods. Right, what's next? I've tried to build a house in here. There's still quite a bit of work to be done. It's just I never had the patience to finish it, and I left it like it is. I built this retaining wall, if you want, and the sawmills. Right, what else? We'll go around here and have a closer look at this sawmill. Right. So obviously this one was here. You can't delete it. Well, you can if you press shift, but if you go on top of that one, that's the one that I've placed manually, and this is the one that's been here. So I've decided to place another one and make like a big sawmill. I had a look on the internet to see how a sawmill looks, just to get a couple of ideas. All of those logs are manually placed. Some of them are not quite straight. And then I've just went crazy. I placed some cars, a couple of trucks. This looks like a garage. And this is the same kind of buildings that you have in here. I've just put them differently. And then we have some timber in here, planks or whatever you want to call them. They've been placed manually as well. You can get them as an asset, I think. Should be somewhere over here, I think. You can get boxes, all sorts of things. There's the logs. I placed them like this, and then place another one like that, and then elevate it with page up. And just whatever you want, place it some more, and then you can actually do whatever you want with them. Same with them. They're stacked on top. And then here we have the same. We have some barrels. More. I'm not quite sure. I think this is where they're producing the planks, and we get some sawdust and a couple of excavators moving the sawdust around, and just small details that just add up. Couple of trailers in here, and this might be a garage or something like that. I like the way it ended up in the end. And then from here we go along here. This is the bit that I like quite a lot, because I had two sawmills in there. I had to place two forests around. And I've added some grass for details as well. A couple of old trains, one new one, and I had to put 4 trains, I think, they're in here. Yeah, they're just transporting the logs into the sawmill, and then turn around and come back. This is a small depot in here. Place this tree in the middle. Looks, I think it looks nice. This is the forest itself. A couple of old trains again. And some trucks, a couple of cranes, logs, again some sawdust, some tractors, and just in general small details that will make a difference in the looks, for me anyway. A couple of guys with the wheelbarrow, and also just for the looks, I've added this road that goes up in the mountains, and then up in here place some tree trunks or stumps, or I don't know how you want to call them, then some branches and all sorts of things, a crane with a log on it, and just so it looks like they're taking the trees down from here. I think I placed a tractor in here as well, so it looks like it's pulling the logs. Where I'm from, they're usually using horses to go up on the mountains and collect the logs, and the horse is dragging the logs all the way down to it's like a logging camp. This is more modern. We don't want to use the horses for that. So, as I said, it was nothing planned. Every bit that you do, it just looks more and more realistic, and then you want to put more. I'm gonna show you where to get the tree trunks as well. There's so many mods. Let's see, there. You can get them from here. You get quite a few things. You get a falling tree, you get a standing tree, and then if you change it from here, you get different kinds. You get branches, and then this is the tree trunk, and then you get like pine, and so on. Yeah, I think it looks nice. I spent a lot of time on doing this, and then over here I've needed a steel mill. I think this is the one that I've placed, and again I've added a couple of things. You can find those buildings around here somewhere. I'm gonna try and see if I can find them. Yeah, you can basically just flip it around and place it wherever you want. This is the one from the steel mill, and then this is the one that I've placed So this one, and then I've added, I think the furnaces, I've added a couple more. And then in here a couple of trucks. And this is the freight hub where they drop the coal and the iron ore, and they're picking up the steel. And this looks like some offices. I like the fence. And we go further. So they're bringing the coal from there, the coal and iron ore. They're not stopping into that station. They're going underneath, and then they're dropping the coal and iron in here, iron ore, and then the trucks are taking them, and then they're bringing steel back for the goods factory and the machine factory. I placed them in here, all three of them, just because I had the lines, and I didn't want to add more trucks. So this is a busy area, and here I've tried to build like a truck stop, a couple of cars, some buildings, some bikes, a truck stop, and this was meant to be a truck service, fuel station as well. I'll show you how I've done those. This is I think this is the painter. I'll have a look. Painter. One of them, I painted that, and then the lines, you can add them from here. Again, all of them are placed manually, one by one. I just need to find them. There we are, in here. And then, what do we choose? This one? White, yes. So you can select it from here, and then you add long and wet, and just flip it around and place it wherever you want. So this is how I've done it. I've just placed it one there, and moved the long, and then placed the other one, and the other one, so on. We've got some traffic as well. I don't know why. I think one of them buildings are attractions. And here we got a couple of cars. Again, tried to make it like an old garage. A couple of overweight cars. A depot. That's about it. I don't know what exactly to explain. Whatever you want to know, just drop a comment down below, and I'll try to respond as fast as possible. And then in here, I've got this plastic factory, and we are dropping grain from here. from this train. I like this train, my favorite one. And sorry about that. It's one of the trains that I know the sound of them, and it's exactly how it is in real life. Even the engine, when it goes away, has the same sound. So this is dropping grain in here, and this is obviously taking it. But because this doesn't take it from there, I had to place a line in here. And what this line does, I'll show you in a minute, it just picks up the demand from there, and it takes the plastic and it comes around again and it drops the plastic. So we can have plastic in here and in there, because the factory doesn't take it from the factory. So I had to place a line to take the plastic around and then drop it back again. It's not profitable, but it doesn't matter because we have 730 billion in the bank. And then in here is the farm that we're taking the grain down there. So again, if you have any questions, I'll answer gladly. Hope you enjoyed this short video, and I'll come soon with some more. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.